Log 22. I apologize for a couple weeks of inactivity, but life has been busy, and most of my binge dedicated time has gone to preparing for my top 10 of 2015 video. Even today, this is going to be relatively brief. I'm just going to still talk about 5 movies, but more just drop my opinion without properly backing it up. You know, just letting that stand on the strength of my history as a critic rather than actually making a series of points. You know, standard YouTube practice. Anyway, first movie, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, or hey, Warner Bros., I've got an idea for how to make a few $1 billion. Part 1 is weaker than any of the Harry Potter films to date, and a foreboding first entry into what is expected to be a 5-part series. Assuming you're gonna make a Harry Potter spin-off series, Eddie Redmayne is a stellar choice. Just don't waste him like this. Side character Dan Fogler was more relatable, likable, and fleshed out than any of the lead characters, and he's basically just along for the ride. Also, it doesn't really look like we'll be seeing much more of him in future installations in this series. Fantastic Beasts fails as its own movie, and this isn't winning over anyone that wasn't already a fan of the Harry Potter franchise. Even the creature design is unsatisfying, which, given the title of the movie, I felt was a given. 4 out of 10. Also, I love that every time I mention Doctor Strangelove for the next 5 years, people are going to go, oh, Doctor Strange, the Marvel movie, and I'll have to explain that Doctor Strangelove is one of the greatest films ever made. Doctor Strange is that forgettable popcorn piece they shot through a kaleidoscope. Doctor Strange delivers 2 impressive action sequences, and at times its special effects are both unique and creative. In every other aspect, it's a weaker addition to the MCU. It sticks to origin story cliches, has the weakest of villains character-wise, and its stabs at humor are kind of pathetic. The story appears very rushed, and that in the beginning it's vaguely hinted that time is passing as these events take place, and then the conclusion is this non-stop, everything is going to shit, the world is at stake once again kind of situation. Cumberbitch is fine as Doctor Strange. In fact, I don't believe anyone could have done better, but then he's not given that much to work with. Just like Eddie Redmayne in Fantastic Beasts, where if you just need somebody to jump around in costume and deliver lines occasionally, I don't know why we need some of the world's most talented actors attached to the project. Star power. Cumberbatch, Tilda Swinton, Rachel McAdams, Mads Mikkelsen, 12 Years a Slave Guy. I mean, here's your $1 million paycheck. Maybe next time you can lend your acting ability to a project that requires it. For me, Doctor Strange is getting a 5 out of 10. I checked out Warcraft, and it is easily one of the worst films of 2016 I've seen so far. Portions of its special effects are incredible, especially in portraying Duratan and some other orc characters, but in most other ways, we're back in Wonderland. Things are too polished and the film looks like a video game, which to me is a negative. In this case, others may feel differently. There's a very clear respect for the Warcraft universe here, so I can see it as a guilty pleasure for fans of the game, but as anything close to an objectively good movie, no, this thing falls apart under the slightest analysis. Beyond Duratan, the characters are absurdly weak. I'm feeling a 3 out of 10. As part of the 2015 binge, I also recently watched Guillermo del Toro's Crimson Peak, which, as can be expected from the director, offers great sets, creature design, costume design, visuals. Unfortunately, that's really all there is to it. It doesn't deliver anything new or praiseworthy beyond its stellar execution, so it's not going to make the year-end list, but for anyone who especially appreciates the elements I named, I thought I'd mention it here. and I'm still feeling a 6 out of 10. I also recently watched Furious 7, and it was an absolute treat. The series has basically become a quality alternative to Transformers for me, that's just about getting to the next action sequence, the next stunt. Plot is irrelevant. The only other Fast and Furious movie I've seen is the 5th one, and let me tell you, it doesn't really matter. There's not really anything at stake. You're not emotionally invested in the scene, but the choreography and effects work is phenomenal. Right there with Mad Max. The filmmakers seem to understand this and set out with that goal in mind, resulting in a film that functions on that level. Maybe that's why the movie felt unaffected by Paul Walker's unfortunate death. Furious 7 is a 6 out of 10. But guilty pleasure-wise, it's at the top of my 2015 list. This and Krampus. So thanks for watching. That's Log 22. Next week's going to be a Blu-ray collection video. I'll see you guys then. But for now, I'm afraid this is.